Hi everyone. It is the weekly wrap-up here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's the time of the week that I get to connect with all of you and kind of reflect on what's happened over the last week since we've all chatted. So I'm really always excited to update you guys on so much going on here at the sanctuary. And I know you guys love to hear about the cats. So I'm definitely gonna get to the animal news first, but want to wait for a few more of you folks to join here. I hope everybody's having a great week. Hi, Kelly. I've got so many people joining us, so thank you very much. We're here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I'm watching out my window as everybody joins. Hi, Daria. Hi, Marcy. That might hear some construction in the background, and I will show you what I'm looking at. That is Catio Town progress right there. So on top of Catio Town, which is a big thing, we announced the launch of Catio Town fundraiser this week, and we have donors matching up to $100,000. This is a huge project, and when we went out today and measured out the building, I just couldn't believe how big the square footage is going to be and how awesome it's going to be. So really excited about that. Thank you. So many of you have given already to sponsor a square foot. And if you sponsor a square foot for $250, it'll be matched. So it's like a buy one, get one free. And then also, we know everybody can't afford $250, but so many people want to be a part of this amazing project. So give that $10, give that $25, give that $50. Every bit helps us get to our goal. We are trying to sell 1,800 more square feet to finish the cost of the building. We also have a wish list that we'll be sharing so that you can help us fill the building full of fun stuff for the cats. But if you see this wonderful card that you will get that says your square foot sponsor, if you can donate $250 more to this capital campaign. You will also get all these wonderful toe beans from so many of the hybrids here that are going to benefit from Catio Town. And we're so grateful for the outlets. I think there's been 3 news outlets that have covered this new project here at the sanctuary, and we're really excited that the small cat crisis is getting the attention just like the big cat crisis was. So let's go right into it right now. So this week, our geriatric serval Rio we started noticing swelling on his face, and we had scheduled him for Tuesday assuming it was a tooth abscess. But on Monday, he became lethargic, and that usually means an infection, and the swelling was much bigger. So we decided to sedate him that day, and we did radiographs. It was not a tooth or dental issue. It ended up being a soft tissue abscess, which is probably the best thing that could have been. For those of you that like graphic vet stuff, when we cut that abscess open, it was about 230 mil vials of pus. It was very rewarding, but it had to be very uncomfortable. We don't know what happened. It could have been a foreign body, like a little stick, or even he poked on the fence and it closed up, because Rio doesn't live with another cat. He does live next to Bella the bobcat, but there's no way they can reach each other. So he's feeling much better. He's back to himself right now, which is amazing, especially for being 20 plus years old. His body condition looked great. His kidneys were even in really good shape for that age. So all in all, we were happy to see, and he didn't need any dental work, but he did get a teeth cleaning. And then for a scheduled exam, we had another Asian leopard cat, Minerva. Princess Minerva was seen on Tuesday, and she's in great shape. And part of that is we got a lot of records from the SPCA right when they spayed and neuter them, but a lot of them, the Asian leopard cats, are due for boosters. We don't have baseline full blood work on everybody, and so we are working on doing that. But because they're such high stress cats, we are timing it with when vaccines are due, but also when the opportunity arises that they are in their crate separated, so that we're not having to stress them just for a wellness exam. And then Gwen Air arrived, as you guys know, the chassis. So the sponsors of Gwen Air will probably need to be a little patient before they get some beautiful photos and things like that. She has moved out to a bungalow and she is living with Jewel, the F1 Bengal, Ledger, the F1 Savannah, Merlin, the domestic Bengal, and I know there's one more in there. But wow, in there, I feel like such a bad mom. But she's with that group and they're doing great. So she is fully merged now. She's been in and out of the bungalow and out in the yard. And she just tends to hide a lot when we go in there because she's not a people cat. She's a cat. So we're going to work on getting, sorry, the connection has gone a little bit, probably due to the construction. But we're going to work on getting photos and trail cam videos because she's much happier when we're not around. Also, we had some big cat moves recently, two of which I will share with you. Is Dimitri and Griffin moved to Feline Meadows next to Henry and Haley, the bobcats. And we did that because they're getting older. Their sponsor parents and all of you will get to see a reel that is out right now that will be posted later today on Facebook of them enjoying their new space and enjoying, they each have a low pool so they don't have to fight over a pool anymore. And at first they were really, didn't even care too much about Henry and Haley. It was snow and storm next door. So we put up shade cloths and everybody's doing great, calm and everything else. So then when they moved out of Feline Meadows, two other big cats moved into their area, and we'll be updating those sponsor parents over the next few days with photos, and then we'll be able to do announcements and when those guys are settled in. And as we talked about, there's still some small cat play dates going on. We have had about three overnights with some of our new play dates. Most of it's going well. Every once in a while we've had to separate because one of our shy cats has decided once they've met other cats that they can maybe push the buttons of the other cats. So not that I'm trying to withhold information, but we definitely want those mergers to be for sure before we announce. And then we also want the sponsor parents to hear it first. So they'll get emails of those mergers with photos before we post here on Facebook. But you can imagine every time we move a cat, we go in and inspect that enclosure for that cat moving in. And so we do all the maintenance. We might have to change and lower perches if it's an older cat. If it's a cat that's larger, we might have to go get the concrete cutter and actually cut the building and the steel door bigger for them. So we can't just move cats around willy-nilly. When we decide they're moving, we actually do a full inspection upon what's needed for those cats moving in. We do all the work, we re-inspect again, and then we move the cats. And sometimes those cats will be scheduled for a sedation, but we always try operant conditioning first and work on getting their voluntary cooperation. And so we won't just say they move this exact day. It might be they're gonna move within these days, and if they'll go in the crate this day, we're gonna pull the trigger and they're gonna move. If they're not gonna go in the crate, we give them a few days, and then if we know they're not gonna do a voluntary move, that's when we will make sure we use it for, I see there's some filters on me right now. Make sure we use it for a wellness exam. So there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of scheduling, a lot of people waiting. And then also part of our policy is when we're moving big cats awake in crates, nobody can be in that area besides those as part of the move. So AmeriCorps and volunteers have to go into safety zones. That can be in a closed vehicle, in a closed human building, or outside the gate. And then we have somebody monitoring the front gate. So vendors can't come in, the front gate can't be open. It is excessive safety, we understand that, and it stops operations. But you know, human safety is our strategic anchor number one, and so we do build redundancy and go above and beyond. Sometimes maybe too much, but there's never too much safety in working with apex predators. So also, I was really excited to see some of the progress on Sushis Habitat. So people that are coming to Summer Safari, which is a donor event for our top donors, we're hoping that Sushis Habitat can be completed before that event. So they're working on the pool right now. We're working on what is best for the species, but also what is best for Sushi, because Sushi doesn't like deep pools, and she's very picky about what she likes. So they are really working on the dirt, the boulders, if they can get a waterfall system in. Then we need some grass and landscaping, and then all the detail work, because she's a really small girl. So we had to re-inspect all the roof patches, corner patches. We put skirting after the walls went in about 2 feet down and this way, you know, and so there's so much detail work that goes into it. And so we're excited about that. And then the catwalks and skywalks and the fun stuff will be going in next. Somebody's asking about Kimba. Purring was so sweet. Yeah, Kimba is doing really well, and we're actually looking at where Kimba, the Eurasian lynx, who's also a new resident, is going to move to. But we still have a lot of construction to do this season. So not only Sushis Habitat, but we have that bobcat area in the back. Stay tuned. We are going to be adding more habitat construction to our list this summer. So also, let's see what else is going on. We have generators for our entire property for backed up, and so we have generator maintenance on site today, and that's also what they're looking at, is where is the new generator to go for Catio Town. We are looking at 3 crew days this weekend, and so the crew days are going to be working on some more skirting. You'll hear that a lot, and a lot of other sanctuaries don't have to do skirting like we do, but we can't do concrete footers in the ground or things like that because of our high water table, and in the winter when it freezes it expands. So we have to build so that the walls can move up and down, and that means using hog rings and wire ties that are flexible, and that means we put the wall on the ground, we extend skirting, which is more fence on the ground, and then we do what we call an apron. So when that wall moves up in the winter, there's some underground stuff, but also if it moves up too much, then this apron kind of moves up with it and kind of fills in. And so that skirting, or that apron, a lot of times we have maintenance every year because it's pulled up, and then due to whatever reason, the fence didn't settle, so everything's moved up. So we have to tap the poles down again, re-put the skirting on the ground. So there's a lot of maintenance. They're gonna be doing that to Zambuca's group. Then it's shade cloth season. So we have shade cloths going up because we don't think it's okay to have 1 or 2 areas of shade for cats. We want them to have multiple opportunities. And so shade cloths go on top of the enclosures as well. And then they're taking down the extension cords from the winter water buckets, putting in the summer water buckets. And then also the bed boxes. So a lot of the cats had bed boxes in the winter with a lot of straw. Those are coming out, and then hammocks will go in. And so and also pool season has started. So you will start seeing on social media and live posts the pools and the cats in the pools. So because of our winter and our heaving, we usually have 20% of our pools that need repair. So we try to get them started early. So Thor had ripped out his entire plug of his pool. So that needed repair, and that's being filled. Dash's plug disappeared. So we don't know if that was human that undid it before winter, or if Dash did exactly what Thor did. So they're going to get a new plug for Dash. Then Alyssa's pool was filling with water, but really leaving quickly. So we didn't know if there was a crack. It sounds like that it's just the turn knuckle of the drain, and so that's been fixed. And then the funny thing is Nova's pool was not holding water. And we kept getting like, what is wrong? Her pool's fine, it's been inspected. Well, with watching, we found out that it was actually Indy. Did I say Nova? I meant Indy. Indy's pool was not staying filled, but what's actually happening is Indy was taking all the water out of her pool because she was running in, splashing, running out so much. She was soaked. So by the end of the day, she had really decreased her pool water by like half or 2/3. So there's not anything wrong with her pool. It's just about keeping it filled because she's playing it so much. And it was fun to see on all of your memories too, that it was a year ago today that Indy arrived at the sanctuary from Southwest Wildlife. Wow, time goes fast, but she sure grew a lot in a year, and she sure, her personality just got stronger, bolder, more self-assured. So that's been wonderful. And so those are big projects that'll be going on this weekend. The shade cloths, volunteers will be helping with, as I talked about, as well as the skywalks and sushis and putting some perches in, and the skirting. So we're really excited. This week's crew days are actually led by one of our board chair is bringing a whole group up. And then two of our volunteers who are like our monthly, weekly volunteers that come up are bringing crew days up on top of what they already do. And then it's outreach season has started. So our wonderful outreach team has started going to different dog walks, cat walks, pride festivals they're signing up for to really kind of just help us spread the word here in Minnesota about the Wildcat Sanctuary. And the best way you can do that is by sharing social media posts. Also, we do have our Amazon wish list up this week, and our Chewy wish list. Both of those are filled with some cat foods that is needed, and also bug spray and other things for our daily operations here. So we appreciate any help with the Amazon wish list so much. And then next week, it will be really fun to see the contractors finishing up the site prep work for Catio Town. And then on June 1st, the general contractor comes to really start laying out the concrete, where the utilities are going. And so that's, it's gonna be nice for the first time to have construction from my office window, to be able to see what's happening day in and day out. But we did go out today and reflag everything one more time. We're looking at how we can rerun the temporary electric to the existing bungalows, because we had to cut that down when we took the 7 and 8 bungalows out for the new Catio Town site prep. And then there's some fun stuff coming up in Catio Town, so stay tuned over the next month and a half. We have some really fun ways. Not only is the dynamic space really awesome for Catio Town, but we have some fun ways to make it really unique and ways you can get involved. So we'll be sharing those over the next few weeks. Definitely share those videos from the media that are on our page. The more people we can get investing in Catio Town, the more people learn about the small cat crisis as well. And on top of that, you know, I'm working on the Argentina case. I'm working with a few state veterinarians on other cases that may happen. We had a couple more requests for savannas and chassis surrenders and seizures. So we've reached out, and I'll let you know where everything is at that point. Right now, the owner that wanted to surrender isn't reaching back out to people, and then the seizure is on hold. Hopefully that they are being able to step up that breeder to increase her care of the animals, is what they're trying to do over a seizure at this point. So the small cat crisis is still alive and well, and education is the best way to combat it. So thank you all for being here. I know it's a little shorter weekly wrap up today, but I'm just kind of going to go out and look at the progress, help out where I can, and a lot of work behind the scenes. We're also working on kind of our ESG statement for the sanctuary, which is about environmental, social, and kind of governance of how we're going to move forward with all the construction we're doing. How do we make sure we protect the environment in the best way? How do we decrease our carbon footprint when we can? How do we make sure we're an inclusive organization? So those are things we're always thinking about, along with the strategic plan. And if you haven't read our strategic plan, definitely check it out. It's under our About Us link on our website. And if you want to check out more about Catio Town, go directly to our website. We have the whole case statement. We have the floor plans there. And so really this project is for the cats, but it's made possible by you. So we're trying to share as much information as possible. And not all of it can be shared on e-news or social media, but those links are there on our website for you to check out, ask any questions. And then we do have a long list of frequently asked questions too that are in those answers, as well as we'll address those as they come up over Catio Town. The other cool thing that happened today is on PBS. they're doing a whole special on animal rescue during the Ukraine war. And to our surprise, we knew about the feature because we know the people in it, especially the dog and cat people. They've been amazing, and others going around. But then we saw Natalia from UA Animals, who had the Ukraine Pride in Kyiv, was featured as well. And a donor sent us this and said, I heard Judson on this PBS Hour special under the nature program. And I said, well, that can't possibly. I would know if Judson was on the PBS special. But what was cool is what I didn't know is when I looked, Natalia, who is doing on the ground rescue over there and doing amazing work, was skimming through Facebook and social media, because that's how she keeps up to date on all the big cats she's helped rescue during the war and placed around the world. And she was scrolling through a live post of the Ukraine cubs right when they were babies, and of course Judson was the voiceover. So a little bit of cameo there, but kudos to all the people that were in Ukraine doing the rescue and are still in Ukraine doing these same rescues. On top of that, we are working on more South America rescues. Those animals, if we can get them their freedom, probably won't come to our sanctuary based on our capacity and things like that. We won't never say never, but we will be hopefully helping get those animals safe to sanctuary, even at other sanctuaries. So again, another 1 to 3 years in progress, hopefully sooner. And so when we do have details, we will share them as we can, but there's usually several rescues happening behind the scenes, and I would say maybe 20 to 30% ever come to fruition, whether owners back out, whether the seizures don't take place, whether the seizures are taking longer, whether the animals pass away. There's so many reasons, but we work so much in hopes that we can really change a life. So thank you guys for making it all possible. And Daria was mentioning that Dr. Kushner is back in Ukraine. He is helping spay, neuter, and working with domestic pets. So we're thankful for the work that continues, not only here at the sanctuary, but it must make us all feel good. And I know it makes me feel good to know that there are animal warriors, animal advocates, all that across the world doing hard work to ensure animals know compassion and dignity. So thank you guys for being part of that, and I will see you next week, and have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend.